So let's just check that everything is working as it should.
Can I hear myself? No, I can hear only you. All right.
You know you need to speak
Now
on.
I can hear. All right. Now I
Yeah,
can
you
hear
need to
myself.
To speak there.
I'm just gonna put it here. All right.
Let's kill the sound.
Are we live?
We are live.
Okay, I should share this.
Yeah, you should.
I'm not because I shared Vlad's podcast, but I'm not sure if it's the same link.
No, it's not the same.
It's not
link.
the same.
No,
Shit,
no.
I fucked up. Okay. Hold on a second. Do we have some people or I can still talk shit?
You can still talk.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no viewers yet.
I really need to share this. Okay, so if I click on the link that I shared, let's see what happens. No,
it will take you
this
to
is
his
Vlad's
video.
podcast, so I'm gonna delete this right away. So I need to take a selfie.
So we already have 2 viewers.
2 viewers.
Yeah.
Hi guys. Let us know, where are you from?
So we're gonna be starting in just a little bit, guys. Just sharing the story because actually,
You have to smile. Okay.
he had 11 viewers, so you got to do better.
Oh, damn. How many viewers were there on Vlad's podcast?
11.
11. So we already broke the record.
No. We only have 2 now.
Are we all okay?
So you got to do better.
Okay, hopefully. Well, maybe this link will do the magic. All right, so I need to go to YouTube, find something po anglicky. Any comment yet or nothing?
We have a comment
6.
from PH Slovensko.
Slovensko. All right, something po anglicky. This is us. That's strange watching us. Any idea how to share? Okay, share link.
You're asking me, the non-YouTuber,
All right.
non-influencer.
I'm gonna also tag you because that needs to be done every time.
Would be nice.
Yeah, simply Miguelito. And just a text that we're.
Oh, we have 6 viewers now. Guys, where are you from?
Let us know.
We're going to be starting soon.
We're live. And it needs to be highlighted in red because it's very important that we're live.
It's very important that you beat 11.
I think we can. Well, 7. All right. We can pull this off. We're live. Okay. It is shared. Now the numbers should be only rising. Okay. I'm ready.
Very good. So, first of all, thank you for joining me in my new studio. What do you think?
It looks amazing. It really looks amazing. I'm so glad to be here. Hopefully it's going to be fun. This is your 4th podcast, right? In your life.
Third.
Are you nervous?
Yeah. But I've been lucky that I've been talking to people that I know and I like. So
Great.
it wasn't such a big threshold. But it's always hard to come up with questions, right?
I don't know. I've never had a podcast.
Really?
Yeah, I've never had a podcast.
But you've been in a lot of podcasts.
Yes, but that's luckily that's not my responsibility. The questions. I'm just here to answer.
So for those of you that don't know this guy, who the hell are you?
Well,
How would you describe yourself?
Unemployed. No, that's what I always say to smart and people that seem normal, because when I say that I'm a YouTuber, they usually react in a very weird way, like, okay, I don't want to be friends with you or something like that. So I tend to say that I'm unemployed, but sarcasm aside, I'm Peter. I make YouTube videos. Sometimes I write books. And that's what I do. I make travel and comedy videos, so very non-homogeneous. Am I pronouncing it right?
That's fine.
You're the guy to ask.
Yeah.
Non-homogeneous videos, because traveling and comedy, that's just so different. I'm trying to mix it up.
And you've been one of the people that have successfully transitioned from YouTube to other mediums.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 very successful books.
Yes, Because the thing is, sometimes I get sick of YouTube. I get sick of how it works, of all the algorithms, of everything that you need to do in order to be successful and to have views. And writing is something that allows me to have break from YouTube, and it's creation. I basically love creations. That's why sometimes I refer to myself as a creator more than a YouTuber, because if YouTube have never existed, I would still create something. I would never have an office job. So that's what I do. That's how I would describe myself.
Look, I kind of want to change it a little bit, and I want to go to the questions first.
Sure, of course.
Because I think if I leave them till the end, we will not have time for them.
All right. All
and
right.
I think you have a lot of questions from people.
All right.
People are very interested
Okay.
to ask you questions. So let's just go through those straight away.
All right.
So let's see. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's a ton of them. So the first one is from it's Kabanko _O or
That's
Cabanko.
definitely a Slovak username, Kabanko.
Or Cabanko, maybe it would be if it is a Slovak. And the question is, will there be any teasers, trailers for the Expedition Unexpected series?
Yes, very good question. Yes, since this is a project of me and Vlad will start working on a trailer very soon, and each episode is going to have probably a 15-second teaser, but there's gonna be a very, very good trailer, and I think he's gonna have a hard time making that trailer because there are so many scenes and moments that are simply unbelievable, and yeah, he needs to decide which ones to put on the trailer, but I'm extremely excited, and the trailer is gonna be great.
I don't think that people will be prepared for what's coming. I've seen but a fraction of
I
everything.
think you've seen a lot because this guy actually, I'm not sure if I should. That's the camera, right?
Yeah.
This guy is actually helping me with the voiceovers
Sometimes.
and the translations, because we made a lot of interviews with Spanish-speaking people, and even though I can understand some Spanish and I can speak Spanish, sometimes I simply cannot understand their accent. There were a lot of times from villages, and like people from villages have a very strong accent wherever you are in Latin America. So you're the guy who's translating that into English. So you know a lot about the project. So yeah, I told you a lot about that, and it is fucking mind blowing. It's demonetized right now. I'm sorry.
Sure. What's demonetized?
Your podcast, or because I just said fucking. I just said it twice.
I'm not monetizing it.
All right.
So actually, this podcast will never be monetized.
Great.
There will be no
So
ads
that's
or
passion
anything.
project. I love that.
Yeah, it's I make enough in my job.
All right.
That I don't need to make money from this. It's just to talk to interesting people, right? That I think you know the logic behind this something po anglicky, and it is to get people to see their favorite Slovak, maybe even Czech YouTubers or personalities speaking English.
All right.
Which is a new challenge for them.
Great.
Regarding the translation and things like this, it's quite a challenge because you are right. They're from villages and they're using a lot of slang. And one of the saving graces for me is the fact that I grew up in a very international environment. So I grew up with Colombians, with Mexicans, with all these people. And it was always funny because I would, depending on the group that I was with, I was using their slang.
All right. But still, you had some problems with
Yes.
some of the words.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's hard. It is hard. Some of the slang, it's just hard even for Latino.
You got some comments there? You want to read those out?
Where are there? Oh,
Right
okay.
there.
Yo, Peter, turning in on the 2 podcast. Kudos on the channel. Greetings from. Okay, Nicolas, this is actually a guy who was helping us in the beginning of our Expedition Unexpected project. We were in a village called Boyaca in central Colombia, and thanks to this guy, we have 2 amazing episodes. The first 2 episodes were done only thanks to him. So, yeah.
So kudos to you,
Kudos
Nicolas.
to you, Nicolas. Greetings from Serbia. Pičku ti jebem. Is that how they say it? Yeah.
No, but Jovan, I actually have a parrot, Gile from Serbia, and his two favorite expressions, you know what they are?
Pičku ti jebem?
Pičku materinu a jebem ti mater.
Oh, nice.
That's what he
That's
loves saying.
basically Serbia in a nutshell.
And look, Central America or Central Africa? I guess they're asking about where the series is.
Oh, the series is from Latin America, so it's not only Central America. It's 3 countries from Latin America, 1 from Central America and 2 from South America. And if you're asking whether I prefer Central Africa or Central America, probably Central America. Probably
it was different before. I still remember those discussions when we initially became friends, and the big thing for you was Africa.
Yeah,
like you were in love with Africa. Like if Africa had a penis, you would be sucking it.
Probably that would be very likely.
And that kind of shifted to Latin America now.
Yeah,
you are in love with it.
I was always in love with Latin America. I was always in love. I lived in Argentina. I traveled Latin America for quite some time. I visited several countries before, and I'm a huge fan of Spanish. I love, and I also love the passion of the people. They're extremely passionate. They love football. Basically, every single nation loves football, and I don't know. I just love Latino people for some reason. It's always been in me. I think it's due to my half a year in Spain, because that was my first real independent travel experience. I was 19 and I studied in Spain, in northern Spain, in Pamplona, and I just fell in love with everything related to Spanish and that culture. And we know that Latin America, how do you say this? It's just so similar.
Would you ever consider living there?
In Latin America? Yeah. I tried that and it didn't work out. So no. I thought that I would be able to live in Argentina, but I started to miss all these Eastern European things and my friends. I could never live so far away from this culture.
Maybe if you found love.
I would bring that love to Eastern Europe.
There's another question here from Jakub Mitlotner. I know that you plan to go to China.
Yeah, that is true.
You still want to do it?
Of course. But I can't because Wuhan has another lockdown, as far as I know. And I still think that China is the most fascinating country right now to this day. I'm actually communicating with a Slovak living in China, and he gave me so much insights and information about bizarre things, like things you cannot imagine. If we went to China, that series would be even more weird and fascinating than this Latin American series that we're planning to do.
I actually was in China for work.
You were in China?
Yeah. I was in Beijing for work.
But that's...
But still.
Still.
I mean, you know what was the most interesting thing for me?
Tell me.
The fact that as a foreigner, you are viewed as a commodity.
And
you are viewed as a symbol of status. Like the pride that people have to take out a foreigner and be seen with a foreigner is unbelievable. And also, even as a foreigner, and I would imagine as a white foreigner, even more than me, a Latino brown foreigner, you have such a status there that you get a lot of attention from
I could
people.
imagine like you were asked to be taken picture with all the time. Yeah, right.
But also I was blown away by the hospitality of the people.
Yeah.
Like,
I think China would be an amazing experience, but I would love to go to rural areas, to villages, and we wanted to go there, so our itinerary was almost ready for the Chinese trip, and then COVID came and it was canceled. So good question. I'm definitely planning to go to China in the future.
And then we'll talk about it when you go to China.
Of course.
Sure. We will discuss more. You have another question here from Kevin Savinis.
All right.
He's asking, Peter, do you actually smoke?
No.
Fajčiš?
No. I smoke only when I'm incredibly drunk. And when I start smoking while incredibly drunk, I usually cannot stop. That's... Yeah, I hate when we are shooting scenes when I have to smoke cigarettes. Vlad is the same. I think he spoke about that.
Yeah.
He spoke about that.
He doesn't smoke. Doesn't like it.
We hate that. And especially when there are bloopers and we cannot shoot a scene when we start laughing. We need to light another cigarette and then another cigarette, and then we start coughing. So I hate cigarettes, but for some strange reason, still unknown to me, when I'm incredibly drunk, I smoke. But other than that, no. Apart from that, no.
I think it's because people do it and you want to part of the group now.
No. Well, maybe when I was like 17, I did that, but it's just like, okay, I'm fucking up my body right now with alcohol. Let's fuck it up. Yeah, let me fuck it up more. Sad.
Next question from JT Jones Thomas.
All right.
On Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
When will you visit India?
India.
I heard that in India they were thinking about replacing the currency, the rupee, with notes with pictures of your feet.
Oh yeah. Well, shout out to everyone who subscribes to my Wikifeet page. I think it was created by an Indian or a Pakistani guy, because I received some messages from some, let's say, fans from those countries on Instagram. Every time I upload something where my feet are visible, I receive probably like 5 or 6 messages from people from these countries like, man, I love your feet. So yeah, shout out to those guys.
Can we have a first for this podcast, Peter?
A what?
Can we have a first for this podcast?
A first what?
Can we have a first? Can we see your feet?
No.
It's really disappointing the fans.
No, I know that some people are here to masturbate, but no. Just go to wikifeet.com/PPPeter and you have a lot of material there.
I am also selling some limited edition feet pictures that I took when he was sleeping in Serbia. So hit me up on Instagram, simply Miguelito.
And back to your question, India is not in my to-do list right now. Maybe in the future, but I have so many other travel projects not in my to-do list in the next, let's say, 3 or 4 years.
I think probably it would definitely be a destination for different traditions and and shocking things.
Yeah,
I think that
would be great. Like finding the guy who created my Wikifeet page. That would be a great title.
Do you see yourself in the future as somebody that potentially just travels the world to find the most strange customs or different customs? I don't want to label them as strange because they're just not.
Yeah, because you're American.
so just different.
Yeah, I'm basically doing that right now. I was always fascinating. I have always been fascinated by, let's say, the unusual. Let's not refer to that as weird. It's just unusual for the Western culture and for the Western brain. And that's what I always wanted to do. So you're going to see in Expedition Unexpected Latin America that some very unusual things exist in this world, and you're going to be blown away. You're not going to believe some of the things that you're going to see. There's going to be a lot of censoring, and I definitely want to do that in the future, but if I think about having a family someday, I cannot do this forever, because sometimes you end up in a very dangerous situation. So yeah, maybe in the next 5-6 years I can imagine myself doing this, but then when it gets risky or riskier, let's see.
And you send someone else.
Yeah.
I have a great idea for how to do this, but from the perspective of coming to Slovakia. Have you ever thought of just getting I think that you have a lot of YouTuber friends from abroad, right? Of bringing somebody from outside of this part of the world to Slovakia and Czech Republic and showing them.
You mean someone from, let's say, a village in Latin America, or
not a village,
or a
but
YouTuber?
A YouTuber that is not used to this part of the world and would experience Slovakia as...
Oh, yes.
That would be...
You hit the nail on the head right now. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to... I'm not going to say the name, but a huge YouTube channel was about to come to Slovakia 2 weeks ago. They were supposed to come here. I was organizing the entire thing. They were supposed to shoot an episode in the Roma slums of eastern Slovakia, and there was supposed to be a wedding. Actually, 7 weddings and 7 baptisms of newborns.
Wow.
And then, of course, a huge party in the slum. I went to the slum. I organized everything. It was incredibly hard because some of the almost everyone in the slum they can speak Slovak, but their Slovak is very limited, and just talking to those people is very challenging. But I managed to organize this, and they were supposed to come. Everything was ready, and 1 week before the filming, before they were supposed to come, the main groom and the main organizer, the main security guard for us, the guide died.
Oh, God.
He died.
So this is the guy that we see in the videos that took you there, drove you there? Somebody we haven't seen, because you've been.
I was in the
twice.
Roma slum, and he's in the video, but he never drove. He never
Maybe
drove.
I'm thinking of someone else, but I think you introduced him as he's the one that brought you there.
Yeah. He because I actually shot 2 things there. First, a documentary for Czech television, and then a vlog for my YouTube channel. And he was the main guy, and he died. His fiance called me 3 weeks ago, and she just said like he died. Everything's canceled, so everything had to be canceled.
Shame.
Yeah, very sad.
Do you think that might materialize in the future again, or
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
missed
I think so.
opportunity?
Yeah, I'm still communicating with the huge, and this is a huge YouTube channel. I think most of the people listening to this podcast would know that channel, but I cannot say the name. And they're saying like we're not coming because the situation is so sad, but maybe this fall or maybe next spring will come if there's another wedding, so that they want to do it because they realize that it's extremely bizarre. The Roma slums of Slovakia is just incredibly unusual.
I mean, that's one extreme, but I was thinking something like, I remember my first what the fuck moment in Slovakia was when I volunteer at camps, right? In the
Okay.
summer. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
take holidays by going to work with children, and the cafeteria and seeing chocolate put on pasta.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we do that sometimes.
I just couldn't understand it, and I'm because as you are describing, these shocking things that you see abroad, it would be really interesting to see somebody experiencing them here in Slovakia.
Yeah, but I still think that compared to other countries, Slovakia is kind of boring. It is kind of boring. Like we've done, I think it was 12 or 13 episodes of the most insane things in Slovakia, and it's nothing compared to like continents or bigger countries. So yeah, that would be great for me to see the reactions, but content wise, I'm not sure.
It's also a little about perspective, right? Because that that train going through the football pitch,
Of course. Yeah.
in Latin America, people would be like,
Yeah. But you cannot make an entire episode out
Yeah,
of
for
that.
sure.
That's the thing.
for sure, you got a point there. Let's go back to the questions. This one is from pathmedia_.
Okay.
And you know the rules. If it's in Slovak, we answer in Slovak.
Okay, so if it's in Slovak, I answer in Slovak.
Yeah, it says, Ahoj, Peťo. Kedy plánuješ výstup na horu Aconcagua?
Tento január. Takto pol roka snáď pôjdem na Aconcagua, ak sa všetko podarí. Už som mal ísť minulý rok, ale tam sa pokazili určité veci. Môj vlastne expedičný partner si zlomil kľúčnú kosť a museli sme to celé zrušiť, tak snáď tento rok to vyjde. Od konca augusta začínam s tvrdou prípravou, tak snáď tento január.
And you already surpassed Vlad. 54 people watching.
Nice.
So your story worked. It worked. And actually, some friends were asking me about they're planning to climb, I think Kilimanjaro, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And they were asking for some tips. What would you tell people if they were
If they
planning?
want to do the record climb or just
just the standard. Kilimanjaro?
nothing. Just you're gonna do it. Of course you're gonna do it. If you have enough time for the acclimatization, you're gonna do it. If you have 6 or 7 days for the hike, of course you're gonna do it. The last day is gonna be quite challenging, but if you sleep well the day before, you're gonna do it. It's not that hard.
Peter, we got more comments there. Could you please read those?
Which ones?
Here. Oh, you got them there. So.
Oh,
there's quite a few. You can scroll with the mouse.
All right. Okay, this is just like, hey, Peter, you're the best. Thank you very much. Who's the best cameraman in the world? But okay, that's a question from Vlad. So I have to say that it's Vlad, because if I don't say that, he's gonna do some damage to my family.
You get in trouble.
Yes. When do you plan stuff like family, kids, and all that boring treasure? I don't know. I don't know. If the right one comes, maybe in 12 years.
Well,
No. I don't know. Like, I always wanted a family after 30 or after achieving some of my biggest dreams. And I'm almost there. I still have like 3 or 4 things that I really want to do that are kind of risky. But after that...
Is PPPeter single? Is there any hope for the ladies watching?
Let's say yes. Let's say
Hopefully
yes.
we don't get you in trouble for that. What else is
She'll
there?
understand. All right. Yes Theory. I cannot say that. Cannot say if it was Yes Theory, the channel that we were discussing about the Roma slums. I cannot say that. How many episodes have you edited from the Expedition Unexpected Latin America? 4 so far. It's taken so much time. It's just, I was used to editing, like, for example, the African vlog. It usually took a week to edit one episode. Now it's taking almost 3 weeks per episode. That's unheard of.
Imagine from, I can imagine from your perspective, because me just looking at the interviews and just translating the text. Fuck, man, it took me so long.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's fine. But if that part takes so long,
man.
And then you have to still synchronize everything.
Hours and hours of footage, and then the right music, and then exactly, synchronizing audio, coloring the footage. Everything has it. It's like a documentary style, but there has to be a story every time, and it has to be engaging. I always need to find the right B-roll for that exact sentence, and that's just...
And also, that's not taken into account that when we get together for checking over grammar and stuff, we are constantly arguing on what is the best way to portray something.
Exactly.
That can take hours, a little bit of text. So.
Yes.
That's always, I meet a lot of your fans. In the street, they always stop me because they recognize me, and they're always like interested to know how you're doing. A lot of love, and I always point out to them the amount of work that you put in, because just with me, just on text, we could spend hours.
I know,
and that's not looking at the video editing and filming it.
I know.
I've experienced filming with you, and
how was it?
It's hard.
It is.
It's a lot of work.
I know.
For small scenes, like you really put in a lot of work into what you do, and that's not typically associated with YouTubers.
I know.
So how do you fight that misconception?
Well, I don't really think about like where am I gonna put it. Like, I know I'm gonna put it on YouTube. The thing that is most important for me is the scene itself. I want it to look exactly how I imagined it, and I'm willing to make everything. I'm willing to sacrifice everything just for like a 7-second scene. If it requires having 20 people on set, if it requires a special set, a special props, I'll fucking do it. If it requires paying 500 euros for 7 seconds, I'll do it. I'm making a comedy video. It's still on hold right now because I still need to shoot half of the scenes. but it's about a European country, and I needed a particular type of shoe for a 2-second scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I paid 60 euros for a 2-second scene. I'm not gonna do anything with those shoes. I cannot sell those shoes. I cannot do anything. But I needed those shoes for the scene because the comedic effect will never be the same if I use different kind of a shoe. And I do this all the time, but when I edit the entire thing, the feeling is just priceless. When the baby comes out of the editing software. And that's what I do it for, that particular feeling.
I think that's what people don't really see, right? The amount of work that you put into those videos. There was a very good question that I saw in the chat.
Yes, thank you very much.
Peter, that says,
that's a good question. What is the most expensive thing that someone stole from you? My entire gear. 5 years ago.
When they broke into the car? Tell us about that.
Well, we were shooting a night scene in the city center of Bratislava. I parked my car in the center. We filmed the scene. It took about an hour, and then when I returned to the car, the window was broken and everything was gone. The rest of the gear was gone. I was stupid to leave it there. I was so stupid. Just Bratislava things.
I actually remember that time. Those were very dark times for
Very,
you.
very, very dark times.
If I recall correctly, and maybe my memory fails me, you were on that line of whether you want to continue this or not.
Exactly. And you were there. You remember that. I was so fucking down, man. That was 2017, I think.
How the fudge did you get out of that situation?
I took a break from YouTube and I wrote my book. And then that took me out of darkness because the book is about the worst things that happened to me during my travel. So most people would think that it wasn't that easy to write about those things, but I actually wrote about it in a funny way with a comedic undertone, and that really saved me. Like comedy always saved me. When I had malaria, I started to make fun of it in the hospital. So yeah, that book saved me. That book saved me, and then that book was a success that made me some money.
You won awards as well. You were recognized in Slovakia here as the best writer or young writer or first
the best debut. Does that word exist?
Can be.
Yeah. The best new author, and then the best youth book of 2018.
What's the update with your book?
Which one?
This book.
That book.
The translation.
All right. Yeah. So
people want to know.
Okay. I never talked about this. That's a good question. So a lot of my international fans are asking me whether my book will be translated to English, and it was always on my to-do list. And my publishing house gave me a contact for a British translator that has been living in Slovakia for 30 years. I sent him the first chapter. I sent him the entire book, and I asked, can you translate the first chapter, please? He seemed great. He has a degree from creative writing from the University of Manchester, I think. Yeah. And he sent me the first chapter in English, and I thought it was brilliant. But then I sent it to you and a couple of other American friends.
What, me?
Oh, he's not watching. He's not watching. And they were all like, no, this is way too British. It's not funny, and it's not you. And when I suggested to this a man that, okay, can you do it a little less British and maybe more funny? He was like, no, I think this cannot work out. I enjoy serious literature and poetry, and I think we may not be the perfect match. So I've been looking for a translator for the last 2 months right now, and I'm happy to say that it looks like I finally found one.
Oh, wow.
And she's fucking unbelievable. She's amazing. I'm going to talk to you about her.
We'll talk about that. But actually, I completely understand. Initially, I think that reflecting on the whole situation, right? I think that it's clear to me why it was so difficult to translate your book. And it's because it's not written in the traditional way.
Yeah.
It's written with a lot of what can I say, slang?
Of
Is
course, of course. There's a lot of slang.
slang and really phrases in Slovak which could be taken in many different types of.
Exactly.
So it was very challenging. I mean, we even discussed the fact that in Slovak language, as you may
Yeah.
know, it is perfectly okay to use the word, for example, for a black person, there's the word that they use, černoch, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which could be taken outside of context as a negative word, but I think it's a word that people use.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is a topic that how we met each other, Peter, that sometimes us people coming from a different part of the world, we don't understand that people say these words sometimes without malice,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
it's out of not
course.
knowing people. It's not the same weight that other people throw to this word, right? So understanding how to even put that word into English where it wouldn't be
Yeah.
offensive.
I know. And that's why I'm so happy that this translator that seems great, she's actually Slovak,
Oh,
but she's been living in the US for her entire life. She has an American husband, and she watched my videos and she likes them. She thinks that they're funny, and she's willing to watch my entire channel so that she gets the gist of my style. And that's so valuable. That is so valuable. She's willing to work her ass off to make this perfect. And we're on the same wavelength. And I'm so happy because I already know that with this woman, the book is going to be amazing.
there's no other way to do it because the book is you.
Yeah. And then, of course, she already knows that you're going to be here to Peterize it or to like for the final edit. And so
She's
like
okay with that?
yeah, the combination of the two of you is just
It's gonna work.
yeah, that's gonna work. That's gonna work. And I'm so happy. Finally.
When can we expect next book?
Next book.
Yes.
Next book, the third one.
Third one.
Well, I'm already thinking about a sequel for the first book because I experienced some very strange situations, some very risky situations in the last 4 years, but not enough. I still need to travel a bit more. I still need to put myself into dangerous positions so that I can have more stories. But the next one will probably be a sequel.
We're looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the first one.
Thank you.
The second one was shocking.
Yes.
And actually, what bothers me a lot about the second one is that I don't know what is true. Even I don't know what is completely true and what you exaggerated on. And
I'd rather not talk about that.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that pisses me off royally. So it's not just you guys. It's I don't know either. Also, with your first book, I know there's a story there that's not true, right?
Maybe.
I know that there's
Let's
rumors
not
flying
dig
around.
deeper into that because there may be some people.
I'll find out. I don't know, but I'll find out one of these days. If you're really drunk, you'll tell me. What did you do after your book was published? And this is by Filip Hrtlička or what? Dlčka. Sorry if I butchered your name.
The first one or the second one?
First one.
The first one, I celebrated. Because I didn't expect it to be that successful. I didn't expect those numbers. I remember that I was just refreshing the page of the amount of the orders, and I was just sweating and dancing and jumping for joy. Incredible feeling.
I remember getting my copy before everybody else.
Yes, exactly.
It's one of the perks, right? Of knowing you. Can you tell us your, this is Rocco Marco _ 05. Can you tell us your gym secret so we can have a body like yours?
Oh, I'm so skinny right now. I'm so skinny right now. The thing is, I think I'll do a very thorough and detailed video about my gym life, starting this September and ending probably at the end of the year. I will have a very healthy lifestyle for at least 3 months, and I'm gonna work out a lot. I need a lot of hiking in order to prepare for the hike to Aconcagua. And I want to make a very thorough video regarding the exercises, the entire plan, what I eat, how I regenerovať.
Ooh, it is regenerate. No? But How do
How do you say that?
how do you recuperate or
Recover, maybe
recover
recover from
be.
like the muscle soreness and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be shooting that video for 3 months, and hopefully I will transform my body, because right now I'm very skinny. Latin America killed me. There was just like no protein, terrible diet, a lot of stress, not lack of sleep, no routine. I think I ran like 3 times, and I was in the gym like 3 times in 2 months. So I lost a lot of muscle, and I need to get back.
What's the number one comment that you get when you're posting gym pictures?
Why no feet?
I thought it would be the thing with tetanus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes I work out in a very dilapidated gym.
Dodgy is what we call it.
Very rusty. There's rust everywhere. Yeah, and you're right. A lot of people are asking me if I have the tetanus vaccine.
I made that mistake. This one is from Path Media _ and it's projekt Asi za preložil in quotations na neurčito, alebo tam s Maťom nepôjdete
Projekt
vôbec.
v Ázii?
No,
preložil sa bohužiaľ na neurčito, pretože náš projekt Ázii bola čistokrvná Čína, a pokiaľ Čína nebude otvorená, tak ešte tam mám jednu krajinu, no vlastne 3 krajiny, kde dokonca do 2 idem tento rok, ale to bude len 1-2 videjka. Ale taký ten veľký azijský projekt bola čistokrvná Čína a no bohužiaľ tam pokiaľ bude COVID, tak asi nič. Veľká škoda.
Peter, there's something that I don't think many of your followers know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the fact that you actually also speak Spanish.
See?
And we actually speak a lot of Spanish, and your level is quite good, actually.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that there was some interview in Spanish.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them. When I was in Honduras, I was shooting, I cannot say what yet, but it was a miraculous phenomenon that nobody have ever recorded. And then I kind of recorded it, and like the entire Honduran media just gone crazy. They all wanted to have an interview with me. I was having interview with several TVs, several radio stations, and people actually recognized me on streets because I was constantly on TV. All the Facebook pages, Instagram pages, Twitter were sharing my story.
You became a celebrity there.
I think so. Like I was just walking on the street and people were saluting me and shaking my hands. Like, what the hell was going on?
What did they call you?
Brad Pitt.
Really?
No.
Did they call you gringo?
Some of them, the jealous ones.
So listen, we're gonna make a little switch now, and we're gonna switch to Spanish for a little bit.
Damn! All right.
So, you ready for this?
Hopefully, I'm gonna make a lot of grammar errors.
That's fine. Our listeners don't know. They're gonna be like,
okay,
what?
Okay.
Joe,
I can make up
shit.
shit.
And we're gonna start with una pregunta que tenemos aquí.
Oh, bueno.
La pregunta viene de nuestro amigo de, creo que me dijiste Honduras.
Honduras. Es de Luis.
Creo que sí.
Bueno.
La pregunta es, ¿cuántos gifitis puedes tomar en una noche?
Bueno, pues gifiti contiene muchas cosas que para mí no son tan saludables o no parecen tan saludables.
¿Cómo qué?
Muchas hierbas.
¿Pero eso es un alcohol?
Es un alcohol. Sí, es una bebida que contiene muchas hierbas y mucho alcohol muy, muy fuerte. Y se dice en el norte de Honduras que puedes beber solo 3 gifitis, 3 vasitos de gifiti cada día, para un salud increíble.
¿Y qué sabor tiene?
Sabor de hierbas, como un jarabe contra tos, por ejemplo.
O sea que no tiene un sabor fuerte como un licor potente.
No. Tiene un sabor como medicinal. Porque la gente del Honduras Norte lo usan para las enfermedades. Dicen que cura cáncer.
Ujú.
Dicen que no hay COVID en el norte de Honduras por
imagino
esta
que no.
bebida que no tiene sentido, no tiene mucho sentido. Pero no me gusta el sabor. Entonces pienso que puedo beber como 3 o 4 vasitos.
Es que imagino que tú sería más fácil beber porque tienes el hígado más potente que la gente de Latinoamérica.
Yo sé porque soy de Europa de Este. Pero no prefiero bebidas como Gifiti.
La última pregunta que te voy a hacer en español
Bueno.
antes de regresar a inglés
Bueno.
es, ¿no encontraste amor en Latinoamérica?
No.
¿Y
No,
cuál
no.
es tu opinión de las chicas latinas?
Divinas, son divinas, sí. Siempre me ha gustado las chicas de Latinoamérica porque, no sé, yo prefiero el piel o la piel.
La piel.
La piel un poco bronceada.
Ujú.
Eh, mira, en Colombia o Venezuela tienen un pecho muy desarrollado.
Sí, sí.
Sí.
Se dice en español que tienen un corazón muy grande.
Sí, eso, por eso, tienen corazón y yo siempre prefiero corazón muy, muy, muy grande. A veces corazón artificial, pero sí,
¿Te gusta?
sí, eso es que me gusta y sí, no sé si puedo añadir algo más, pero no he encontrado amor en Latinoamérica. Qué pena.
Pues ya saben, chicas, si están viendo esto y están en Latinoamérica, tienen una oportunidad.
Sí.
Let's shift back to English.
All right.
As you guys can see, perfect Spanish, right? The guy is just being humble, but I'm not
Just
sure
the
that
right
people know
questions.
about
It
that.
was just the right questions.
Let's go out back to the questions. Vercha Satkova,
Mm-hmm.
and I was actually looking at her profile.
She seems Latina.
No.
Oh, sorry. Didn't say anything.
She's dressing in this dark clothes and stuff like I used to.
Okay.
I'm not sure if goth, but cool. Seems cool.
All right.
Her question is, "Hey Peter, I would like to ask how many countries have you been to?"
I don't know the exact number. Probably around 60.
You need to make count.
I
You
know.
need to-
So I can brag, of course. But probably around 60. Yeah, probably 60 countries.
Imrich Kaplan wrote, "In which country do you plan to set up a family, or in which country do you want to live in?"
Well, it has to be either Slovakia or the Czech Republic. I cannot live in a different culture. Yeah, I made up my mind 100%. One of those two countries.
You would just miss home.
Yeah.
You would miss your mom, who's a fantastic lady.
She
Fantastic.
She
Amazing.
She is.
Sending her love if she watches this. Peter, this is a question from Dr. Lukashko.
Mm-hmm.
How many bitches Peter have? That's what he wrote. How many bitches you have?
Cannot say the number.
Sorry, he cannot say the number,
Of course not. I can say how many countries I visited.
but not
It's a
bitches.
very similar number, but I cannot. I cannot
Or-
say.
A horrible guy. Question from Mian Skulik. Keď si mal 50, myslel si, že sa dožiješ tak vysokého veku? Did that make sense? Or
No, that makes no sense.
then maybe I read it wrong.
No, he's just trying to be funny. Just
Okay.
block that guy immediately.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, guy. JLB Pastry.
Mhm.
¿Cuándo vas a regresar a Honduras?
Pues un día seguro que voy a regresar, pero no sé, tengo que tener un proyecto allá. Y ahora, pues, hay una cosa en Honduras que me fascina. ¿Existe esta palabra, fascinar?
Yeah.
Que me fascina mucho. No, tú no sabes de esta cosa, pero es muy fascinante. Es fascinante, ¿sí?
Ujú.
En Honduras Central
Mm.
hay un pueblo donde vive un duende.
Like a dwarf?
Like a dwarf. Donde vive un duende que roba a vírgenes, a chicas que son vírgenes. Primero, cuando ese...
We need to shift to English because this is too precious to...
No.
yeah?
No. Puedo.
No,
Piensa
but I
que
mean
puedo.
for them to understand. It's not that I don't think you can,
But nobody can speak Spanish. Like,
yeah,
okay,
but that I want them to understand that
All right.
story because I'm already.
all right, okay. So
You got me.
Okay, so we were discussing, like, the question was if I'm ever gonna return to Honduras, and I may return because there's this story that's very fascinating. In central Honduras, there's a small village where a dwarf, supposedly, allegedly, steals young virgins, like women. He usually appears at night in front of them with a huge kititsa. How do you say kititsa?
A
Bouquet of roses, and when they decline, he steals them. And I was with a guy. I met a guy in Honduras, and he told me that his mom saw the dwarf.
El Duende.
El Duende.
The elf.
The elf. Yeah, that's better.
I just thought it was actually a real person. That's why I said dwarf. But this is a myth.
It's a myth. It's a legend.
Okay.
But so many
elf.
people claim that they saw the duende, and this wasn't some stupid guy. He was actually very smart, and he helped me with some of the projects I had in Honduras. And he said, like, my mother swears to God that she saw the elf. So what the fuck is going on there?
It's I think that you would love to do in Latin America a horror series because we have so many myths.
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
the Llorona, for example.
What's that?
It's the lady that drowned her children and then killed herself, and
Wow.
she's punished that she's looking for her children.
Okay.
So she goes around at night crying, "Ay, mis hijos, where are my children?"
Okay.
And so many different.
There's also the bride. The bride that kills, like, truck drivers or something
So
like
many.
that. Yeah.
There's a Siguanaba, for example. I think she has a horse's face.
Mm-hmm.
Really, Latin
Very
America.
interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah. The
think it would-
mythology
it would
of
be
Latin
scary.
America.
For sure. We have to get through these questions, Peter.
Okay.
So how many... Oscar Oliveira asked, how many girls did you take during your last trip? Cheers from Portugal.
How many girls did I what?
Did you take?
Take?
Yeah,
Like on what? On a date or what?
I don't know. That's what he wrote. Probably how many girls did you bang on your last trip?
I cannot say that.
Guys, come on.
I cannot say that.
Come on. Last question from Oliveris. Does he still have the custom vodka bottle? I don't know what he's talking about.
Yes. I have it in Prague. I know exactly what he's talking about.
So he does.
Yeah. I still have it.
Let's get through the comments because one thing that is important for me is if people took the time to send the question or
Yes.
write a comment.
Yes. Let me see.
We are here is how many episodes edited is the last question. Then the next question was really good, Peter. It was from Patio, and he asked, how do you make your YouTube videos algorithm friendly without sacrificing the quality?
That's a very good question. Well, nowadays the algorithm is not as bad as it was. So it's basically just three things: the title, the thumbnail, and watch time. So you need to have an appealing thumbnail, a very appealing title. Best like a combination of both of them. The thumbnail needs to not accompany. I cannot find the right word. Yeah, let's say match or support. Yeah, the title. The title, and then watch time. So the video needs to be extremely engaging the first 30 seconds, and then it needs to be engaging still. Like there needs to be something the audience wants to see, but it's still not coming. But in their heads, it's like, okay, it may come. I need to watch this video till the end. So that's the formula. That's what I'm trying to do. And I don't particularly like the watch time thing because, for example, documentaries are not done this way. Or movies are not done this way. You don't... So many great movies, like most of movies in general or documentaries in general, they don't start with some yelling or something shocking to engage the people, because if you download a movie, or if you watch the movie and you deliberately click on the movie, it's very likely that you want to watch it. But on YouTube, sometimes you just click on it like you're bored, and you click on a thumbnail, and then when it's not super engaging the first 15 seconds, you're just not gonna watch it, and it fucks up the algorithm. So I don't like this. I need to start every video in a super engaging way, and I don't like this. But you gotta adapt.
It's also about the personality. I tell you from experience that there are some great YouTubers that do a lot of research and work. I can point out this one called CZ World, and he makes horror videos, and he does like timelines and researches, but I can't stand him. It's just the most boring guy to listen to. And same thing with the guy who does videos where he's explaining the origin of things. He's a bald guy with glasses. I can't remember what his name is. Is Today I Learned or something like that on YouTube. Excellent research, but I just get bored by the guy.
Yeah.
But his stuff is excellent.
In the long term, you need to have personality. You need to have personality.
Sure. Let's go back again to the comments now. Yeah, so hello from UAE. So we have people
Salam
watching.
alaikum.
Bude v blízkej budúcnosti nový merch?
Neplánuje sa teraz, neplánuje sa nič také nové.
What is the most expensive thing that someone... Oh, you already did that?
Yeah.
Okay, which one was the best moment in your video of tour life?
Hard to tell the best moment, really. But let's apply this question to the last Latin American trip. Wow, the best moment. Oh, I know, but I cannot say that. So, when I recorded the thing in Honduras, episode 9 and 10.
You guys gotta wait for the series.
Yeah.
Good. Let's move on to the next one. Oh shit, this is moving too fast. Yeah. Do you have any unvisited countries in the oasis of civilization? That is Eastern Europe.
Of course, I haven't visited a lot of them. I've never been to Ukraine. I've never been to Russia.
How have you never been to Ukraine?
I've never been to Ukraine.
I mean, now it's not a good time to go, but I loved Kiev, for example.
Yeah, most of my friends, they were going there at least twice a year, and I always got invited, but I guess I never had time, or I don't know, it was never that engaging of a country for me. I never was in Belarus. I never was in Northern Macedonia.
Baltics?
No, actually, no.
You would
never.
love Baltics, though.
I know, but I'm like Europe for me. I've said that several times. For me, it's just boring. Europe is just boring for me.
It's too close to what you know. Probably.
Yes, exactly. Yes. It's just too close. That's the perfect the perfect answer.
There's a saying in English that nobody's a prophet in their homeland, right?
Yeah.
Same in Spanish. Nadie es un profeta en su tierra. Good. Next question is: a few years ago, there were some issues with this is a controversial question with the Instagram page No White Saviors.
Yeah, I tried to contact them, and I was trying to have a proper discussion with arguments, but they were just not open to that, so it ended up with me blocking them. Story ended.
I was actually around for that, and I remember that. They were not looking to really talk. They were. It seemed to me that it was blackmail. Is what it was all about.
Yeah.
So, I hate that sometimes about societies with these groups that pretend to defend me,
exactly,
like Latinos and people, and they're just looking to benefit themselves, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it ended well.
Yep.
He's a huge fan, Martin Simek.
Thank you.
You can read the next one. I can't. It's too small for me.
Neprezradíš that one? Neprezradím. That's my answer.
Did you see Dark Tourist on Netflix?
No. I've read some mixed reviews, and I saw the titles of the episodes which were the names of the countries he visited, and it's just too known. The countries are too known. Mm-mm.
Can you tell me? There's somebody in the chat. I have no idea who that is. Somebody by the name of Duklok.
Who the
No
fuck is
idea who the
Duklok?
fuck is that.
Who the fuck is Duklok?
But we had answered his question. When OnlyFans?
Maybe one day. Maybe one day after YouTube.
You should exploit your youth. Nobody's gonna want to see your saggy man titties.
Well, I have some pictures.
But really speaking, would you ever consider
No,
like OnlyFans?
Never.
Not your
Never.
thing.
Not my thing, really.
I would if I had the body for it, but I have a dad bod.
Another question related to this matter.
Where? Oh yeah.
Will you post feet pics on your OnlyFans? No. Only on my wiki feet. That's a guy from Pakistan, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
But look, Matthew's having a discussion with this guy who we don't know, Duklok.
Yeah. Let's ban both of them.
Yeah, let's block them. What do you miss most when you are traveling outside of Europe, Slovakia and Czech Republic, either culturally or personally?
Of course, the beer. I really miss the beer. All the beers are just inferior. Like, there's a huge gap between beers from basically any other country if we're talking outside of Europe. And
can you explain to me what is the obsession with people here in Europe drinking Corona like it's some fancy beer? It's piss water.
yeah, I think in Europe, Corona is very popular because it's like the summer beer. It's like the super summer stylish beer that like hot girls and like huge guys with muscles drink on during like beach parties. Yeah, but like in all other parts of the world, it's cat piss. It's cat piss. Yeah.
I remember there was a time that I recall that when you would travel in Latin America and Corona was construction worker beer.
Okay.
And I don't know how they turned that around.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact. Well, kudos to the marketing manager who did that.
We need to hire them, right? Are you still motivated while editing? Or how do you keep motivated while editing?
Very good question.
Yeah, both you and Matthew are getting some really good questions from people.
Well, like, I hate the beginning. I always hate putting all the footage into the timeline. I fucking hate that moment, just seeing, let's say, 5 or 6 hours of footage, and then I need to go through the footage and label every single video clip with a color. So that is either a B-roll, and then I also need to label the B-rolls. Like, this is a B-roll of, for example, garbage. This is a B-roll of kids. This is a B-roll of buildings. This is a B-roll of people.
For people that don't know what B-roll means, what is
B-roll
that?
is basically a video that is... how do you explain B-roll? It's, for example, if you're having an interview with someone and he sits, you can see that he sits and talks. And let's say someone talks about, let's say, bees. So he talks about, he's a beekeeper, and he talks about bees. And as he talks about, like, I don't know, dusting bees, there's a clip of bees being dusted. So that's B-roll.
Supporting video,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so back to the question. I'm not motivated at the beginning, but once I start and once the first phase is over, I'm more and more motivated because it's materializing. The entire video is materializing in front of my eyes. Yeah.
It's like your baby.
Yeah, but I'm actually, for the first time in my life, some of my friends who are bigger YouTubers than me, American YouTubers, they're all telling me, Peter, you need to hire an editor. It's gonna kill you. But this is a huge dilemma because the story cannot be told by some editor. It needs to be told by me. So I'm thinking about hiring an editor from, let's say, the first phase. Just like to pick out the right clips to have them labeled somehow so I can work with them. But I can, maybe it's gonna change in the future, but I can never have someone else say the story, my story, that originated in my head. I went to that place, I shot it, I did everything, and then the art is made in the editing software. It's not made behind the camera. It's made only in the editing software. And I would say that 99% of the big YouTubers, they all have editors because they're just too big. But I cannot have an editor for this.
Yeah, I think that...
I just enjoy the storytelling way too much.
And you will need to find a compromise probably.
Yeah.
Somehow, because I do agree that eventually it's
gonna kill me. I know it's gonna kill me.
not manageable. If anybody, any people in the audience that if you can edit, maybe you can get a job. Moving on. Vlad is asking cuánto cuesta mamacita. And will you have any cooperation with some worldwide streaming service? Probably Netflix or Hulu or...
Oh, let's see. I truly think that the project that we filmed in Latin America has the potential of ending there, but there's this problem of exclusivity. It's gonna be on YouTube already, so it's not gonna be totally new to the world. Yes, I think we will probably offer it to some streaming platforms, and we're both willing to sell it for just a small amount of money just to be there.
Just to get out there.
Yeah, I think it has the potential of ending up there.
I think so from what I've seen. I completely agree with you.
Thank you.
How many hours of footage did you record during your Latino trip? Plus, how long will the series be? Episodes approximately. Time?
Well, the episodes will range from, let's say, I don't know, 12 minutes to maybe 25. It's going to be mostly around 15-minute episodes, and it's going to be 10 episodes. But we have so much footage. I don't know. Tens of hours of footage. A lot.
Charlie, again, you want to be part of the... Cat wants to be part of the podcast again. Is there any country that you would be afraid to visit?
Probably rural Somalia. Yes. I would be very scared of visiting any place outside of Mogadishu in Somalia.
What do you have planned when you get to 1 million? Actually, I think that our Czech and Slovak fans don't know how close you are because you have separate channels. So
822K.
You're close.
So yeah, I'm getting close, and I have something huge prepared for 1 million. Cannot talk about that, but I've been working on that for the last 2 years. Yeah.
So come on, people, hurry up and subscribe. Would you like to visit every country in the world?
Not really. It's not like my goal. Nah. I would like to visit every country that fascinates me.
Where can I find Rosne typy vstávania video?
Rôzne typy vstávania?
Video.
You mean ako vstávajú celebrity? It's on both of my channels.
It says that it's a shame that you deleted it.
No, I didn't delete it. I didn't delete it.
Alex is there.
It's there. Both channels. It has to be.
What was the strangest thing that you experienced in the worst reviewed series?
Well, finding semen on couch and everywhere.
Oh God,
in
I
the
remember
room.
that episode.
Of course.
Can you push the cat behind you? If you slide, you will crush him. Charlie. Go. He wants to be famous. That's why he's always trying to get on camera. Charlie. Nazdar Peťko. Čo je toto za stream?
Toto je stream môjho veľmi dobrého kamaráta Miguela. Je to jeho tretí stream v živote a volá sa Something po anglicky, kde si bude pozývať zaujímavých ľudí slovenskej a možno aj českej YouTubeovej scény a proste zaujímavých ľudí, ktorí budú ale rozprávať po anglicky, čiže je to niečo ako niche market. Neviem, ako sa to povie po slovensky, niche market. Je to niečo, čo tu ešte nebolo. A myslím si, že Miguel sa vie pýtať veľmi zaujímavé otázky a ísť celkom do hĺbky.
We've been discussing. I know that you remember that maybe 2 years ago we started discussing having a regular.
Yeah, we even did one episode. I have that episode.
You have it?
Yeah, it was very philosophical. It was extremely philosophical.
So I think that we need to, once I'm more established, maybe you want to come on more often.
Yeah, you need to come to Prague for that.
I would, if you would do a regular thing.
Of course,
I would travel to Prague. What was the strange? Okay, what was the strangest thing? Already was asked. You should do the director cut of that Latino trip.
Very likely. Very likely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this Jakub keeps asking the same question. I guess
he's having a stroke.
He didn't think that we would answer it, so
okay.
he probably. Was this series also filmed with a comedic undertone?
No.
Like the previous one?
No. It's gonna be very different from what my fans are used to. It's pure documentary style. It's very different. Very, very. There's nothing vloggy.
But so good.
Hopefully.
Different, but so good.
Hopefully. We wanted to try something different because we knew that before going to Latin America, when we had the itinerary, we said that if we can film everything that we have planned, this is just way too good to fuck it up with some jokes, with some like Vlad in the background drinking.
Though it would have been a nice cameo.
Of course,
randomly.
Of course. But like, truth be told, we wanted to include him in some of the clips just for YouTube, not for the huge documentary that we're gonna offer to let maybe some streaming services. But we were just way too busy. There was never time for that. Never.
Next time. Last two questions, Peter, from Instagram.
Okay.
_Pajdica.
Mm-hmm.
Môžeme zatešiť ešte na nejakú tvoju knihu v budúcnosti?
Áno. Bude pravdepodobne, neviem kedy, ale pravdepodobne bude Kde všade som nezomrel 2. Myslím si, že mám tak polovicu príbehov v tomto momente, aj to mám už spísané, že o ktorých by som chcel napísať, ale ešte potrebujem párkrát nezomrieť.
Nejaké knižné a filmové typy?
Teraz som prečítal úžasnú knihu. Všetkým veľmi odporúčam.
Videl som na storky.
Áno, aj som to dával na Instagram. Volá sa to Moja čínska dekáda. Mám pocit, Moja čínska dekáda od Pavela Dvořáka. Je to krásna kniha o jeho 12 rokoch v Číne. Preňho to bol vždy sen prísť do Číny a je tam ten jeho extrémny kultúrny šok, ako chlapec z Budmeríc pri Trnave príde do Číny, kde vždy chcel byť a zrazu je tam na internátoch, ktoré sú v katastrofálnom stave, nevie dobre po čínsky, musí sa tam učiť všetkým tým kultúrnym nuansám a potom si nájde ženu a potom jeho svokra príde na Slovensko a jeho rodičia prídu do Číny a je tam svadba. Nechcem spoilovať viac, ale ja som sa od tej knihy nemohol odtrhnúť. Takže Moja čínska dekáda od Pavela Dvořáka veľmi, veľmi odporúčam. A filmové typy, ty kokos, kedy som ja naposledy videl film? Tak akože keď ste nevideli Big Lebowského, tak to môžete rovno odísť zo streamu, ale to je veľmi špecifický film, ktorý sa nie každému páči. Neviem, čo je taký dobrý filmík. Green Book je dobrý film, veľmi dobrý film je Green Book. Jasné, Koda was nice. Koda, krásny film.
The Apple movie.
Yeah, Apple movie. Koda, C-O-D-A.
Yeah. So it's about a deaf family.
Yeah. And he won an Oscar for that.
Very nice movie.
Incredible.
In the time that you were answering, we got some quick succession of questions.
Okay.
From the Cinematic Sam.
Okay.
It says, how did you adapt to living in a different country, such as the U.S., South America, etc., I moved from Slovakia to Canada and kind of miss home. Any advice?
Well,
Good
that's
question.
why I returned, because I always thought that I would be able to live in either the US or Argentina or some different country, and I missed the culture so much, the fucking Eastern European culture so much, that I came to the conclusion that I just want to live here. I just want to live here, and I think Prague is the best city that works for me, and the culture, the Eastern European culture, is still very strong there. I can understand everything perfectly with the language. So yeah, I found out that I just had to return.
Somebody told me something very good. We have this common friend, Martin,
Mm-hmm.
from Microsoft,
Mm-hmm.
and he mentioned that he came back to Slovakia
Mm-hmm.
because he wants to do better for Slovakia, right? And it's very easy to leave, and
Mm-hmm.
it kind of stuck with me that it's very easy to leave, but it's harder to stay and do something good.
That's
for
very
it.
brave. That's
Yeah.
very brave, doing something like that in this country. Very brave. Good luck.
If you okay, that's Matthew. I don't know if he's. Are you? I don't know if this question is for me or for you. Are you in the videos or are you only voiceover?
No, I'm in the videos. I'm the host of the
Okay.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's there as well. Good. I think those are all the audience questions.
Right.
We are way past the 1 hour mark. But maybe it is a good moment to bring up the invitation to join me again in the future in this podcast. I want to thank you for joining me today and taking time. I know that you're extremely busy, so I really appreciate that you took the time to join me. Would you like to say some final closing words to our audience, to your fans that are watching? Actually, that thank you to them. They made this the most
thank you so
successful.
much. Thank you so
Awesome.
much for sticking with us. Thank you so much for 1 hour and 17 minutes of your precious time. And yes, people always want me at the end of interviews, like, say something wise, Peter.
You don't think that you have wisdom to share? I
Like
disagree.
I always say, like, for good life, you need to find your mission. That's it. So you need to keep doing things and trying things, and just don't be fucking idle. Because
I think that all you have to do is look at your arm.
exactly, take fucking action and find your life's mission. If you're not satisfied with your life, something has to change. And it always starts with you. That's it. I think everyone should realize that. We would have a lot of happy people.
Sure. Thank you very much, Peter.
Thank you so much.
And thank you guys again. And we'll see you next. Our next guest is actually going to be, can you guess?
Is it the guy with the mustache?
He has a mustache.
He has a mustache and a very small head.
Potentially, yes.
So that is my best friend Ludovic Kolman.
Yeah. And we're going to be
Actually,
talking
I have
to...
two best friends because Martin is watching right now. It's hard to
You
decide.
got to keep him happy.
Yeah.
So it's going to be him, and we're going to be discussing his trips, parties, maracuya, which
Yeah.
if you guys don't know
Yeah.
about. And down the line, I already committed some big names to the podcast. Can you guess who will
Some big
become-
names.
Yeah,
Is it someone from the rap scene?
could be.
Okay. Can I guess?
Yes,
Is it Strapo?
yes. Strapo already said that he will join us, but actually, you have to be there.
I have to be
Yeah.
there. Okay.
So I already
Well-
told him that you will be there.
Well,
so
maybe 2026 that may work.
we will figure it
All
out.
right.
But he will be there. Also down the line, we have Lukáš Verlais, who already said he
Alright.
will come, and Duklok.
Okay, huge names, man.
Yeah, so
That's a rocket start for the channel.
yeah. So I hope that we find some other people that want to come and talk to me.
Well, I'll be glad to help.
Did you enjoy your experience
Of
here today?
course, of course.
Very good. Thank you, guys.